Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Good evening, we come to you live from the National News Studio. Welcome to the news. I'm Clifford Richards.
A very good evening indeed. I'm Sharifah Tahid. Let's take a look at the headlines.
The seas around the island has turned rough. Heavy rains experienced in many areas. The number of dengue patients has risen by 55%. The 3-day mosquito control program to commence tomorrow. Former intelligence chief Suresh Saleh was not assaulted or treated inhumanly, according to the police. The first stage of the National Education Management Information System launched. There will be no shortage of rice in the country, assures the minister. Iran war completes 100 days, more than 7,000 deaths reported.
Well, moving on to the stories in detail, the weather are not looking too well. The Department of Meteorology has informed that the fishing and naval communities to refrain from venturing into the sea areas from Kankesanture to Kalpitiya via Mannar until further notice.
It added to be on alert regarding further communiques issued by the Met Department in this respect. The wind speed of sea areas off the shore from Kankesanture to Kalpitiya via Mannar will vary from 60 to 70 km per hour intermittently. The department announced that the sea areas will be very rough during those periods. Wind speeds of sea areas from Trincomalee to Kankesanture via Mullaitivu and via Kalpitiya, Colombo, Galle and Mahambantota to Pottuவில் will increase up to 50 to 60 km per hour, which will also contribute to rough seas in those areas. Intermittent rains or thunder showers might occur in western Sabaragamuwa and northwestern provinces and also in Galle, Matara, Kandy and Nuwara districts today as well. Heavy rains up to 100 millimeters are also expected in western and Sabaragamuwa provinces as well as certain places of Galle, Matara, Kandy and Nuwara districts. The Met Department added that winds with a speed of 40 to 50 kilometers per hour might prevail at times in the western slopes of Central Hills, northern and north central provinces and Hambantota and Trincomalee districts.
Well, the National Dengue Control Unit points out that compared to last year, the reporting of dengue patients has increased by 55% this year. The highest number of patients is reported from the Western Province, and therefore a 3-day special dengue control program will be implemented starting tomorrow. By 5th June, 36,168 dengue patients have been reported in the country. Out of this, the highest number of patients have been reported from the Western Province. It accounts for 50% of the total recorded dengue patients in the island. The National Dengue Control Unit points out that the higher number of dengue patients are also being reported from Matara and Galle districts in the Southern Province, Galle and Ratnapura districts in the Sabaragamuwa Province, the Central Province and the Puttalam district as well. The National Dengue Control Unit emphasizes that especially pregnant mothers, children and elderly individuals who develop dengue symptoms such as fever, headache, body aches and vomiting should seek medical advice within 24 hours. The spread of the dengue mosquito can be observed predominantly around schools, public places, office premises and private premises. Therefore, it is the responsibility of all to keep the surroundings clean to prevent mosquito breeding. Dr. Kapila Kannangara, Director of the National Dengue Control Unit, stated that the dengue disease could be described as still being in a severe state. He explained that the disease has been spreading throughout the entire year, attributing the cause to the onset of the dual monsoon season. He further noted that the monsoon had caused flooding and other disruptions across many parts of the country, which ultimately led to severe waste management issues, creating breeding grounds for dengue mosquitoes. He emphasized that if everyone collectively cleaned their environment, stopped throwing away containers that could trap water and kept the surroundings clear of overgrown bushes, it would be more than enough. He also noted that since the mosquito did not stop after feeding on blood just once, it would transmit the disease to another person when it moved on to feed elsewhere. Dr. Kannangara added that 19 deaths have been reported so far, alongside 35,000 patients. He mentioned that they observed a certain percentage of the deaths occurred due to patients arriving late to hospital. Additionally, he noted that instead of proper medication, various other types of medicines have been used used and consequently urged public, noting that dengue was currently spreading across Sri Lanka, and advised that if anyone developed fever, they should use paracetamol-based medications and reduce the fever until confirmed by a doctor.
The police says no assaulting on human treatment was mete out on former Chief of Intelligence Division Suresh Saleh, who has been detained upon arrest by the CID in connection with the Easter attack. The Police Media Division has issued a media communique in this regard in response to a statement made by former parliamentarian Udaya Gammampilla regarding the issue. The statement states that the suspect was not subjected to any assault or harsh treatment as pointed out in the former MP's statement. It adds that the suspect was not given any special treatment or his needs were not overlooked. According to the statement, the police release also states that the suspect was not subjected to any assault or inhuman treatment. It further notes that no special treatment or neglect was shown towards the suspect. The police also emphasized that since these matters are currently being debated in court, it is important to exercise restraint when releasing such statements to the media outside of court. Accordingly, the police state that the statement made by Udaya Gammampilla is untrue.
Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuri says that decisions should be taken on correct management of data in order to create an education trend with equal privileges. She made this observation joining the launching of the first stage of the National Educational Management Information System today. Well, this function was held at Temple Trees. The first stage of the Human Resources module of the National Education Management Information System and the pilot project of the e-Takshalava Learning Management System was officially commenced today. The objective of the creation of the system is to conduct activities more efficiently and fruitfully in areas of human resource management and also administration, which falls under 5 main pillars of education reforms. Previously, different information systems were used at provincial level. Under the new information systems, all information of national schools and provincial schools will operate under a single framework. According to the Human Resources module was launched at the first stage. Under this, transfers of teachers in 4 provinces, namely Sabaragamu, Western, Southern and Northern, will be conducted through this system. Later, it will be operational, covering the entire island. The pilot project of the e-Takshalava Learning Management System was also launched parallel to the event, and the teaching and evaluation will be enhanced by the students by expanding digital learning opportunities through this process as well. The Prime Minister stated that decisions should be made based on data, not only on anything else. She added that digitalization becomes extremely important in that regard, and that is precisely why the NEMIS system is important to them. She further mentioned that through this, progress can be achieved by ensuring data-driven decision-making and educational governance, as well as scientific validity and transparency of the data. Additionally, the Premier explained that they need data within the educational reforms being implemented. Teachers need data and provincial directors need it as well. She emphasized that both parents and children should see data. And finally, the Prime Minister noted that through this platform, they're not only democratizing education but also ensuring everyone's participation and transparency in education. The Premier presented commemorative plaques to officials representing Sabaragamu, Eastern and Uva provinces and the officials of the Sri Lanka Air Force who contributed in creating the first stage of the National Education Management Information System. The Deputy Minister of Digital Economic Affairs, Iranga Veeratna, and a number of other officials were present on this occasion.
Minister Vasantha Samarasinha says that only substitute rice has been imported during this year in order to control hike in price in the island due to the scarcity of Kiri Samba rice. He pointed out that there will be no scarcity of rice in the country until the forthcoming Maha season. Minister of Trade Vasantha Samarasinha stated that at the beginning of the year they had expected to cultivate 12.5% of Kiri Samba and 7.5% of Samba. He noted that currently the production stood at nearly 12%, explaining that although a total of 20% had been anticipated, only 12% of the production had been realized. The The minister emphasized that the remaining 8% needed to be supplied to meet the specific rice varieties required by the public. He mentioned that there was an adequate supply of red and white rice with a surplus production sufficient for 4 months. Addressing the criticism that Nadu had been imported instead of substitutes for Kiri Samba, the minister clarified that the total imports for April and May combined amounted to only 159,000 tons, whereas the monthly national consumption was 210,000 tons. He explained that Kiri Samba and Ponni Samba had been imported specifically to cover the shortage experienced this year. He also specified that the maximum retail price was 240 rupees and for Kiri Ponni it was 255 rupees, warning that anyone selling above those prices would be apprehended. In conclusion, the minister assured that according to the current situation, there would be absolutely no shortage of rice. He added that there was a guaranteed surplus of rice until the next Maha season and no rice shortage would arise.
A program to appreciate Divisional Secretariat Office of the Western Province, which showed a high service performance in taking services of the President's Fund to the village, was held in Colombo yesterday, and it was led by member of the Board of Control for the President's Fund, Speaker Dr. Jagat Vikramaratne. The program to decentralize the services of the President's Fund was implemented in order to provide a more efficient and swift service to the public. The Provincial Secretary Office, which recorded the highest service performance in the year 2025, was appreciated on this occasion. Accordingly, Homagama, Kaduela and Kasbawa Divisional Secretariat Officers of the Colombo District were appreciated. Among them are the Gampa, Begama and Mahara Divisional Secretariat Officers of the Gampa District and Panadur, Berula and Bandaragama of Kalutara District. Senior Additional Secretary to the President and the Secretary of the President's Fund, Roshan Gamage, said that from February 7, 2025, the President's Fund, which had previously operated under the theme, "Take it if you can," was transformed into an approach of "No, we will give it to you." He mentioned that all services of the President's Fund had been decentralized and added that the divisional secretariats there were ones who had made that task so successful. He noted that the President had wanted to make it a fund that treated everyone equally, ensuring transparency. He pointed out that in the past there had been no consideration of who was requesting, and they were requesting.
One stage of the Polish National Beauty Queen competition titled Miss Polski is scheduled to be conducted in Sri Lanka for the first time. 24 national beauty queens of Poland participating in the contest have arrived in the island today.
In a room full of people, I look for you. Would you avoid me or would you look for me?
The 10-day competition is comprised of 10 stages. Accordingly, the Polish organizers have decided to conduct competitions in Sligiriya, Pasikuda, Nilavali, Minneria, Dambulla and Colombo. The Sri Lanka Tourism Promotion Authority has planned to attract the tourists' attention of the entire world, including Poland, to Sri Lanka by conducting a single stage of this Polish Beauty Queen contest.
In a room full of people, I look for you. Would you avoid me or would you look for me too? Tell me, is our story through? Do I want to be too? In a room full of people, I look for you. Would you avoid me or would you see me through? Tell me, is our story through? Do I want to be too?
We'll be back with more local stories after a break.
Love rugby,
Live rugby.
Prima Kotumi, Pantamai.
Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Welcome back. We continue with more stories here at home. Deputy Minister Mahinda Jayasinghe says that steps will be taken to empower the International Labour Federation Charter, which has been formulated immediately in Sri Lanka once it is passed, to safeguard the employment the labour community engage in jobs using mobile applications. The Deputy Minister made this observation, expressing his views to the media after participating in the 114th session of the International Labour Federation held in Geneva, Switzerland. Deputy Minister Mahinda Jayasinghe emphasized that within the summit, the situation regarding jobs arising through the digital economy and AI, and as production increases as a result, those production benefits should be distributed fairly and justly among the working people. The convention regarding those operating in various ways recognized as platform workers or app workers is scheduled to be passed at this summit. The passing of the convention will become a major victory for platform workers and app workers all over the world.
The Italian National Day was vibrantly celebrated at the Cinnamon Life City of Dreams in Colombo, marking a significant double milestone. That's the glamorous event commemorated the 80th anniversary of the Italian Republic alongside the 75th anniversary of the Embassy of Italy in Colombo.
The ceremony brought together representatives of the Italian community, local business partners, and distinguished dignitaries to celebrate the growing cooperation between the two nations. Minister of Rural Development, Social Security and Community Empowerment, Dr. Upali Pannilage, graced the occasion as the chief guest. Also attending the event was the Italian ambassador to Sri Lanka, Damiano Frankovic, who delivered the official remarks alongside the chief guest. Through cultural performances and formal addresses, the celebration successfully highlighted the long-standing relationship, deep-rooted friendship, and a strong partnership between Italy and Sri Lanka.
We are gathered here in this beautiful venue to celebrate the 80th anniversary of the Italian Republic. On June the 2nd, 1946, in a historic referendum, the Italian people voted to establish a republic over a monarchy. This decisive choice marked the rebirth of a modern democratic Italy, rising from the shadow of the fascist regime. The referendum also marked the first time women exercised the right to vote, cementing a transformative chapter in Italy's social and political evolution. This year holds a particular significance for Italy's presence in Sri Lanka, as we celebrate the 75th anniversary of the Embassy of Italy in Colombo. This milestone reflects a long-standing relationship built over decades of cooperation and mutual respect.
Sri Lanka values its long-standing and cordial relations with Italy, grounded in mutual respect and shared interests, and rooted in historical interactions through maritime links, cultural exchanges, and growing people-to-people contacts. Over the years, this enduring friendship has evolved into a dynamic partnership encompassing political cooperation, trade and investment, labor migration, tourism, culture and development cooperation. We witness the continuous progress in Sri Lanka, Italy bilateral relations in recent years, particularly through the high-level engagement at the political level and the successful convening of the inaugural bilateral political consultations between our two countries.
Removal of unauthorized constructions along the pedestrian walk in the new Gaul Road Moratua has commenced today. The measure was taken following complaints that such unlawful erections had caused an irreparable impact on public life. The Moratua Regional Development Committee has received public complaints regarding people facing difficulties due to pavement hawkers engaging in their business in the pedestrian walk. The acts of the traders also paved the way towards the blocking of water disposal, drainage, and thereby leading to many accidents. Accordingly, the Moratua Municipal Council Moratuwa Divisional Secretariat Division Office, the police stations of Moratuwa and Egoda Uyana, the army and state institutions have joined hands to dismantle these unlawful constructions. Leaflets were also distributed during the program to enlighten the relevant groups not to block the pavements. The police have also stated that if the traders accused failed to remove these obstructions within a period of 1 month, legal action will be taken against them.
25 mega-scale projects stalled in a number of main hospitals in the island have been recommenced. That's under the advice of Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa. Well, this program includes 25 mega-scale projects that stalled due to various reasons after the commencement of their construction in the years 2014, 2016, 2017, 2019 and 2024. Under this project, construction work of the main building of the Ministry of Health, the maternity and ward complex of Dezoiza Maternity Hospital and the 12-story new unit of the Lady Ridgeway Children's Hospital and the stage 2 of the National Cancer Treatment Unit of the Kandy Hospital, and 25 projects are expected to be completed soon. A sum of 16,000 million rupees under the grants from the 2025 budget and another 19,000 million rupees this year have been allocated for the project. Another sum of 8,800 million rupees has been allocated for the modernization of infrastructure facilities of hospitals and rehabilitation. An all-night Pirith chanting and almsgiving to the Mahasangha was performed at the Ayurvedic Corporation premises on the occasion of the 57th anniversary of the corporation. Deputy Minister of Health Dr. Hansak Vijayamuni and Chairman of the Ayurvedic Drugs Corporation and many others were present.
Chairman of the Ceylon Biscuits Limited, Ramya Sanath Wickramasinghe, has passed away at the age of 80. Ramya Sanath Wickramasinghe is considered as an unparalleled entrepreneur who contributed heavily to the economy through Ceylon Biscuits Group of Businesses, a prominent food and confectionery company of this country. His remains are kept at his residence, number 11, Arthur Place, Dehivela. Final rites will be performed at Mount Lavinia Public Cemetery tomorrow at 6 p.m.
Well, Sri Lankan flag flies high in Sweden. Several of Sri Lanka's traditional dance items were included in Sweden's largest annual cultural festival this year again, and it was held in the city of Gothenburg, Sweden. The Hammarkullen Carnival is considered to be the largest and the most vibrant cultural arts festival in Sweden, representing Sri Lankan traditional expressions including Kandyan and low country styles. The Pratihari dance troupe marked Sri Lankan pride once again. This is the third time that Sri Lanka was represented in this event, and the arts festival showcased the dance traditions of various communities in Sweden. Dancers from around 30 countries participated for the festival, and the special highlight was the Sri Lankan dance troupe consisting of 15 Sri Lankan dancers performing traditional dance choreographies for over 2 hours.
Love rugby.
Live rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Pantamai.
Moving on to news overseas now. Today marks the 100th day of the war launched by America and Israel together against Iran. Due to these severe conflicts, the number of people who have died by now exceeds 7,000.
Well, the conflicts began in February 28th following the assassination of Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei by America.
Although US President Donald Trump stated that this conflict, which began by targeting infrastructure, including Iran's nuclear power plants and research centers, would end within a very short period, it has still not been possible to control the wartime situation, even against the backdrop of America and Iran agreeing to a ceasefire on April 8th through the intervention of Pakistan. Negotiations between the two sides continue to collapse repeatedly as attacks still occur here and there within the region. The primary target of the American attacks is Iran. However, more people have died in Lebanon than in Iran. Deaths are reported as 3,593 individuals from Lebanon and 3,468 from Iran. In the first 2 weeks of the war alone, the number of Iranian residents displaced due to American and Israeli attacks exceeded 3 million. Additionally, another 28 deaths are reported from Gulf regional countries. Amidst the attacks launched by American and Israeli forces against Iran so far, 26 Israeli citizens and 13 American soldiers have also been killed. In addition, it is mentioned that 118 people in Iraq, 12 in the United Arab Emirates and 7 in Kuwait, among others, have been killed. As a result of the conflicts, international trade activities have been severely affected because of the Strait of Hormuz, which is of immense global strategic importance, remains closed. Furthermore, shipping traffic through the Strait of Hormuz, which transports 1/5 of the world's oil and gas supply, has also collapsed drastically because of the war. Through this maritime zone where around 100 ships sailed per day, currently only a minimal number of about 7 ships travel per day. Due to the blockade of Iranian ports by America since mid-April, global oil stocks are rapidly declining, while shipping freight rates in the world market are also rising sharply. In tandem with the war launched jointly by America and Israel against Iran, continuous attacks are being launched from Israel into Lebanon. However, a separate ceasefire was declared between Lebanon and Israel on April 17th. Yet, it is reported that Israeli forces continue to launch severe attacks on the southern region of that country. Due to this invasion, over 1 million Lebanese residents have been displaced. Amidst the heavy fighting, Israeli troops crossing the Litani River in southern Lebanon by the 1st of this month have also captured the historic 12th century Beaufort Castle. This is considered the first time in 25 years that an Israeli military force has captured such a large amount of territory within Lebanon. Media reports also mention that by now, Israeli forces have captured nearly 1/5 of the total land area of Lebanon. However, against a backdrop where ceasefire negotiations continue to drag on, this conflict has faced severe disapproval among the American public. Although President Trump continues to declare military victories, the majority of the public states that this war has brought a negative impact on America. Foreign reports state that since there is a higher chance for the Democratic Party to regain control of Congress in the upcoming election scheduled for next November, this public disapproval will pose a severe obstacle to Trump's future political journey. Foreign media further states that under these circumstances, diplomatic efforts taken to bring about a permanent peace have not been successful so far.
Welcome back, and we are heading into the world of sport. Well, the Sri Lankan team managed to secure a 9-wicket victory yesterday in the warm-up match against Pakistan in the 2026 ICC Women's T20 World Cup.
The tournament is being held in England. Winning the toss, the Pakistan team decided to bat first. Accordingly, they scored 168 runs with the loss of 8 wickets in their 20 overs. Muniba Ali scored 36 runs. Captain Fatima Sana scored 37 runs. In bowling, Chetna Vimukti picked up 4 wickets. Commencing their reply, the Sri Lankan team scored 169 runs with the loss of 1 wicket in 18.4 overs to win the match. Sri Lanka's opening batters Vishpi Gunaratne along with captain Chamari Athapattu managed to build a strong partnership of 159 runs for the first wicket. Chamari Athapattu scored 94 runs off 58 balls. It included 9 fours and 5 sixes. Vishmi Gunaratne remained unbeaten on 63 runs. Sri Lanka's second warm-up match in the Women's T20 World Cup is scheduled to be played against the Netherlands on the upcoming 9th. Meanwhile, the second ODI between Sri Lanka and the West Indies held yesterday was abandoned due to rain. The tournament is being held in the West Indies. Sri Lanka currently leads the 3-match series 1-0. The decisive third ODI for both teams is scheduled to be played on the upcoming 9th.
From cricket to athletics, Viktoraj Bakshan, representing the Central Province, wins the gold medal in the men's cross-country race held commencing the 50th Golden Jubilee of the National Sports Festival. Rasara Vijaysurya wins the gold. That's the medal for the women's section representing the Eastern Province. The National Cross Country Race Championship was held yesterday at the Norelia Racecourse grounds premises. A large number of athletes joined the championship, representing all provinces of the island. The Uva province claimed the overall men's championship of the tournament, while the Central province wins the women's overall championship. Appreciation of athletes who displayed their skills at the championship was done by and led by the Minister Sunil Kumar Gamage and Deputy Minister Dr. Madhura Seneviratna. And on that note, it's time to end the news together with Sharifa. This is Clifford, wishing you a good night.
Have a pleasant night.